Hey guys, Perplex here, and I have no fucking idea what I'm doing. So today, we're going to be watching some Battlefront gameplay I was playing earlier. I just got this Xbox One, so I was playing a little bit. I'm not very good right now, but it's a really good game, and I suggest if you have a next-gen console to get it. But anyways, today, I'm going to be telling you guys a story of the first time I got wasted. So I was at my sister's wedding, right? So it's okay because I'm underage, but it's okay because it's a wedding. Makes sense. So what happened was we went to this wedding. It was like kind of in a wooded area away from like civilization, kind of. You had to drive down this long road with nothing but trees around you. So we were like out in the middle of nowhere, right? And at the wedding there was like one little it was a pretty big townhouse, just like one house, and then there was like a tent outside in the big field, and so it was kind of like an outdoor wedding. But inside the townhouse where they had like the bar and everything. They had all this alcohol. So all day I was just having fun, hanging at my sister's wedding. You know how it is. If you've ever been to a wedding, it's just pretty much you dance, you have fun. But the bartenders wouldn't serve me any drinks because I was underage, so I didn't get to have as much fun as everyone else. But I don't know if everyone knows or if it's kind of like my thing with my family. I don't know if anyone else does this, but it's like, you know how everyone throws the bouquet, like the women throw the bouquet and whoever catches it, you're the next to get married. But we have this thing where, I don't remember what it's called, but there's this lingerie piece of thing that goes over the girl's thigh, and if a guy catches that when the groom throws it, he's the next to get married. So what the groom did is what he put the thing on the football and threw the football in the big field, and all of us, all the single guys and guys with girlfriends, but no married guys, we were all at the other end of the field, and we were all getting ready to catch this thing. And I'm up toward the front. Everyone else went way back because this guy had an arm. But I was like, please. He's not gonna do well. So I stood way farther up than everyone else. And this guy he did really bad on his throw. He slipped or something. So it went straight to me. Of course, I was the only one around. So I got it. And I didn't know this at the time that I caught it. But whoever catches the bouquet and whoever catches the thing I caught have to dance with each other in front of everyone. And I learned about that right after I caught it, and I was like, oh no, that's not good. I don't want to do that because I'm really shy and stuff. But I was okay with it because it was my family. I decided, yeah, sure, I'll do it. But when we were about to do it, I learned that the lady who caught the bouquet had left, so she wasn't there, so it was just me. So my sister, who was getting married, asked me if my date could fill in. And I was like, yeah, okay. And my date at the time, I was dating her for a long time. So, I asked her and she was okay with it. So we were dating for a long time, so she was good. She went and sat down, she sat down in this one chair right in the middle of everyone. Everyone was looking at her, and she didn't know my family very well. This was her first time being around them. So she was kind of nervous, and she was all red in the face. And they started playing You're My Cherry Pie. And so I went up to her. I started doing a little dance. I started stripping. I was twerking on her a little bit, and everyone was laughing. It was a really good time. I was sober at this point, so that makes it even funnier that everyone else was kind of a little buzzed at this point, and I was just sober. And I was dancing on her, and then I have to put the lingerie thigh legging thing on her in front of everyone. So I had to get all up under her dress, and this is just a thing with my family, but they asked me to put it on with my mouth, which I thought was a little weird, but I went ahead and did it anyways. So I went up under that dress, shoved my head all the way up there, and I just put this thing around her leg, and she was so red, she was like, oh my god, I cannot believe I'm doing this. I don't even know these people. They think I'm such a slut. And I'm like, no, trust me, you're okay. It's weird for me too. I'm all up under you in front of my whole family. She doesn't have to see these people ever again. It's my whole family. So it was bad. But after that happened, everyone was like, yeah, that was really good. They were really proud of me. And they were all really happy. They thought it was hilarious. So it was good. Nothing bad happened. But later in the night, like after that, nothing really special happened. But later in the night when it got dark out, the bartender left. But the bar was still, it was an open bar for anyone. So I was like, well, I'm going to go get me some drinks. My older brother came with me. He was like 23, so he was able to drink. So we went to the bar. He made me a bunch of shots. He made me a bunch of mixed drinks. He made me all this crap. And I just drinking shot after shot, drink after drink. I don't even remember half the stuff I drank. All I remember was Crown Royal is really good. And that like gold 300 stuff, oh my god. Fireball, I almost threw up. But all I remember is that I drank a bunch and then I felt nothing. I was fine. And then like 30 seconds later, after I had like my 17th drink, no, it wasn't that many, but I had like 8 drinks and a few shots. But after all that, then it started kicking in, and I felt so weird. Like, it was my first time. I never had a drink before that. So I felt so weird. And I started playing like cornhole, and I was throwing it, and I was like missing so far, and I was like, dude, I can't throw it straight. What's wrong with me? So I like bend over to pick up the beanbag, and I fall over. I literally cannot stand up. And I was like falling over, and I'm like, oh, I think I've had too much to drink. And that was like that point where I'm like really nervous about what I'm doing. But then later, I start getting like really riled up and really excited. And I don't know how this happened, but actually I do know how this happened. But so my date was sober. She made me drink so much water because she didn't want me to be hungover the next day. So I was drinking all this water, and then I had to go pee really bad. So I just went to some random tree in front of everyone, just took my pants off and started peeing all over this tree. Like, I was like, like, you can't see me, but I was like waving my body back and forth, like, and my pee was going everywhere. It was bad. I was just peeing on everything. It was horrible. But then after that, I had my pants off all the way. I started like waving it around above my head and running around like a madman for like no good reason. It was just because I wanted to. It felt so good to be like my balls out and stuff. It was like just flying all over. It actually felt really nice, but I should not have done that. My date was chasing me around the entire forest, like trying to catch me and put my pants back on me. I was just running everywhere. Thank God my mom wasn't there. I mean, my mom was at the wedding, but she wasn't there at that current moment, so she didn't see. But, oh my god, the rest of my family was just staring at me. They're like, what are you doing? But they were like, most of them were drunk too, so some of them were like laughing, and some of them were like, what are you doing? But yeah, a good portion of people were freaking wasted at this point, so they really didn't say anything. So I was running around, pantsless, just waving my pants in the air. It was just the best time of my life, I gotta say. I don't drink like all the time. That was my first time. I don't get wasted that often. Just a disclaimer. But man, it was so lit. And then after all that, I was sitting at the table, like this was after I was running around and stuff, and I finally got my pants back on. I was sitting down at this table with my older brother, my date, my brother, my other brother, and his date. We were all just sitting there, and I was just like laying face down on this table, like drooling everywhere, and I was just like, "Ugh." And it was just like ridiculous. And then the bride, who's my sister, came up to the table and was like talking about stuff I don't even remember. And then she looked at me and she was like, "Wait, Dylan, are you drunk?" And I just started laughing so hard. I started laughing uncontrollably. And then my older brother was sitting right next to me. He started laughing so hard because I was laughing because, you know, he was wasted too. And then my sister like looked at him and she was all like, did you do this to him? Why would you give him drinks? And then he was all like, dude, it's fine. It's your wedding. He can drink a little. And then I was like, a little? And I started, like, laughing even harder. And then he started laughing. She got so mad. She was like, if Mom ever finds out about this, we're all dead. And I was like, yeah, we are. So, after that, it was just, I went to bed, and everything was fine the next day. Wasn't hungover. My mom didn't find out at all. My sister still holds that to me to this day. She's like, I cannot believe you did that. My older brother and I, we still hang out all the time. He's really cool. But yeah, that was like pretty much all I did was running around with my pants off and drink at my sister's wedding. So I hope you like that story. I have a lot more that I'm willing to tell on this channel, but I decided for our first story, that one was pretty good. But thank you guys for listening, and I will see you later.